Welcome to Before You Bet, powered by Z-Rep. Before You Bet, it's a show that gives you all the information that you are going to need before you place your wagers on UFC 260 Miocic versus Ngannou. I am your host, Bobby Matthews. Let's begin. This episode is for UFC 260 Miocic versus Ngannou. You can order the event on ESPN+. It is taking place at the UFC Apex Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, March 27th. We'll start off with the main event of the evening. Stipe Miocic comes into the fight with a 20-3 professional record, getting 14 TKO victories, 1 submission victory, and 5 decision victories. His opponent, Francis Ngannou, has a 15-3 professional record, getting 11 TKO victories, 4 submission victories, and he has 0 decision victories to his credit. And what we're looking at now is our gambling grinder tail of the tape. And Miocic has gone 4-1 in his last 5 fights, and we have not seen Miocic since part 3 of the DC trilogy. But he historically does well in rematch situations, and he already owns a unanimous decision victory over Frankie Murder. Opponent, Francis Ngannou, aka Frankie Murders, he is larger than most land mammals and does have the ability to send people into the Shadow Realm. He is coming into the fight riding a 4-fight win streak, and 4 of his last 5 fights have gone under 1.5 rounds. As always, our odds research was provided by mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag. Betting made easy. And as we look at the odds here, they have Stipe Miocic as a plus 105 underdog, and the over-under on this fight is set at 1.5 rounds. Okay, so we're going to jump over to Francis Ngannou's odds now, and let's take a look here. So the odds have him as a minus 125 favorite, with the over 1.5 rounds at minus 145, and the under 1.5 rounds at plus 115. Our pick is going to be Stipe Miocic. Up next is the co-main event of the evening, this one in the welterweight division between Tyron Woodley and Vicente Luque. Tyron Woodley comes into the fight owning a 19-6-1 professional record with 7 TKO victories, 5 submission victories, and 7 decision victories. Vicente Luque has a 19-7-1 professional record with 11 TKO victories, 6 submission victories, and 2 decision victories. Now, the chosen one is coming into the fight on a 3-fight losing streak, and his 39th birthday is right around the corner. He has been resilient, though. 4 of his last 5 fights have gone over 2.5 rounds. Vicente Luque is entering the fight on a 2-fight win streak. The Brazilian will be 2 inches taller than his opponent and also have a slight 2-inch reach advantage. Luque has gone 3-2 to the over 2.5 rounds in his last 5 fights. The odds have Tyron Woodley as a plus 210 underdog with the over-under set at 2.5 rounds. On Vicente Luque's side over here, it looks like he is a minus 260 favorite with the over 2.5 at minus 150 and the under at plus 120. My pick for this one is going to be Vicente Luque. Next up, we got a brawl in the bantamweight division. Going down between Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Thomas Almeida. Now, Sean O'Malley comes into the fight owning a 12-1 professional record with 8 TKO victories, 1 submission victory, and 3 decision victories. Thomas Almeida has a 22-4 professional record with 17 TKO victories, 6 submission victories, and 2 decision victories. Now, O'Malley is making his return to the octagon, the taller fighter with a 2-inch reach advantage. After suffering a leg injury from the loss to Marlon Vera, the question is easy. Will that leg hold up? That's what you'd be betting on. Obviously, there is going to be some other variables that will need to be answered, such as, will Almeida even attack the leg? And if he does O'Malley have a counter to the low calf kick? We shall see. So let's take a look right over at the odds here. So I think they have Sean O'Malley labeled as a minus 330 favorite, and the over-under on this fight is at 1.5 rounds. Thomas Almeida, on the other hand, is a plus 260 underdog with the over at minus 140 and the under 1.5 at plus 110. Now, I would recommend taking out live action on this fight, but if we had to make a pick, I would pick Thomas Almeida.